Hi, my name's Michael Parmenter. I'm a dancer, choreographer. Uh, Throughout the past 40 years of work in contemporary dance, I've created work mainly for the theatre or work for institutions that are training people for careers in dance. But about 15 years ago, I started to become involved in the world of social dance. I started with tango and have since started a group here in Auckland called Tango and Salente, in which we are looking to explore tango within a contemporary environment. For example, queer tango as a means for expressing new gender roles in our society. Over the past decade, while I have been doing postgraduate work for my doctorate, I was exploring work in France, other forms of social dance, partner dances, but also French regional dances, where groups of circles, line dances, contra dances, all these ways in which people come together to explore relationships in society and dance. While in Europe, I discovered a movement called Balfolk. Balfolk is a European-wide movement which attempts to take the traditional dances of Europe and rather than recreating them in a museum-type situation with period costume and that, Balfolk reimagines these dances as contemporary dance expressions. So lots of young people are attracted to this movement. There's always live music and there's this wonderful energy in all the Balfolk events where people are exploring a contemporary form of dance rather than recreating a traditional one. 3 years ago, when I came back regularly to New Zealand, I started a Balfolk group in Auckland, and this has just grown from strength to strength. Earlier this year, we had a large New Moon folk ball coordinated by the Auckland Festival, and this was an event with live musicians, and we had over 200 people packed out this hall. And the response to this event was so enthusiastic that Auckland Festival has already asked me to do a similar ball for the festival next year. What I discovered through our Balfolk Auckland group and the New Moon Folk Ball was a desire for expression in dance and music form of our contemporary lives in New Zealand, not to try and recreate a former existence, but to find a form of exploration through dance about what society could mean today. So what I'm proposing for the Carolyn Plummer Fellowship is to spend some time in Dunedin to create a Balfolk group in Dunedin in which I will teach some traditional dances, but also using this group as a means of exploring how to investigate some of our own dance tradition and how to reimagine it in a contemporary environment. So what I'd love to do in my time in Dunedin for the fellowship is to research our New Zealand social dance history, the way in which dance has played into our history and the role that it has played, but also to see if I can find ways of re-enlivening, reimagining some of these traditional dances, but also the dances that have come into New Zealand recently, and to see if we can create an environment where dance can be a vibrant and living tradition that gives us a vehicle, a theatre for imagining how societies might be. I imagine I would like to instruct in teachers in Dunedin so that the Balfolk Dunedin group will survive past the time of the fellowship. And I would like to propose a public ball, a folk ball, in which this exploration as part of the fellowship can be shared with the wider community.